From slaves to soldiers, the Mamluk beginnings. The Mamluks were not born into power, they were slaves mostly from Central Asia and the Caucasus. These young boys were taken from their families and brought to Egypt. Their journey was often long and dangerous. In Egypt, they were converted to Islam. They were trained to be soldiers. This training was harsh but effective. The Mamluks became skilled horsemen and fierce warriors. The Ayyubid dynasty, rulers of Egypt at the time, saw their potential. They used the Mamluks as their personal guards. This decision would have unintended consequences. It would eventually lead to the rise of the Mamluks themselves. The road to power, from servants to sultans. The Mamluks were ambitious. They saw the weakness of their Ayyubid masters. The Ayyubids were plagued by internal conflicts. This made them vulnerable. The Mamluks saw an opportunity to seize power. In 1250, a group of Mamluk soldiers assassinated the last Ayyubid sultan. This marked the beginning of the Mamluk Sultanate. It was a dramatic shift in power. The Mamluks, meaning slave, arose from the Turkish troops of al-Malik al-Salih Najm al-Din Ayyub of Egypt and Damascus. Former slaves were now the rulers of Egypt. The Mamluks established a hierarchical system. Power was not inherited, it was earned through military prowess. This ensured that only the strongest and most capable rose to the top. The Mamluk Sultanate was a military state. Its strength lay in its army. Within the 2.5 centuries of independent Mamluk rule, two lines of sultans are distinguished, the Bahri ones, so called because these guards of the Ayyubids originally had their barracks on the island of Al-Rauda in the Nile, meaning Al-Bahr, and the Burji ones, thus named because Sultan Qalawun had quartered his guards in the citadel, meaning Al-Burj of Cairo. Ethnically, the Bahris were mainly Kipchak Turks from the South Russian steppes. The Burjis, on the other hand, were primarily Circassians from the Christian areas of the northern Caucasus. Triumphs of the Mamluk armies, guardians of Egypt. The Mamluks were skilled warriors. They proved this time and again. They defended Egypt from numerous threats. One of their greatest victories was against the Mongols. The Mongols were a powerful force. They had conquered vast swathes of Asia. In 1260, the Mamluks confronted the Mongols at the Battle of Ain Jalut. This battle was a turning point in Islamic history. The Mamluks under Qutuz decisively defeated the Mongols. This victory halted the Mongol advance into Africa. The Mamluks also fought against the Crusaders. The Crusaders were European Christian armies. They sought to conquer the Holy Land. The Mamluks successfully drove the last Crusaders out of Palestine. This cemented their reputation as defenders of Islam. Furthermore, in Arabia, they claimed to be the protectors of the holy cities. The might and achievements of the Mamluk state were impressive and lauded by contemporary historians who stressed the role of the Turks as a people sent by Allah to preserve the fabric of the Dar al-Islam. A flourishing sultanate, Mamluk art, architecture and administration. The Mamluks were not just warriors, they were also patrons of art and architecture. They commissioned impressive mosques, madrasas and hospitals. Cairo, their capital, flourished under their rule. It became a center of Islamic learning and culture. Mamluk architecture was known for its grandeur and intricate designs. Their mosques were adorned with soaring minarets and elaborate domes. These structures still stand today. They are a testament to the artistic brilliance of the Mamluk era. The Mamluks also developed a sophisticated system of administration. They established a postal service and a network of canals. These improvements facilitated trade and communication. They contributed to the economic prosperity of Egypt. The Mamluk enduring legacy, an era etched in history. The Mamluk Sultanate lasted for over 2.5 centuries. It was a period of great political and cultural significance. The Mamluks left an indelible mark on Egypt and the wider Islamic world. Their military achievements saved Egypt from foreign invasion. Their patronage of the arts and sciences led to a flourishing of Islamic culture. Their administrative reforms contributed to economic stability and prosperity. The legacy of the Mamluks continues to resonate today. Their architectural marvels attract visitors from all over the world. Their contributions to Islamic art and culture are still studied and admired. The Mamluk era serves as a reminder that even those who start as slaves can rise to positions of power and leave a lasting legacy. The slave origins of the Mamluks were reflected in the rather complex system of nomenclature which evolved for them, the sultans included. The Mamluk, fresh from the South Russian steppes, started off with simply a personal name, generally a Turkish one, such as Azdamur, meaning best quality iron. But once within the Islamic military hierarchy, he could acquire a nisbah relating to the slave merchant who had imported him into Egypt, such as al-Mujiri, from the name Mujir al-Din, then a nisbah relating to the emir of whose household he formed part, such as al-Sayfi from Saif al-Din, and finally, if he rose to eminence, a laqab or honorific of his own, such as Husam al-Din, meaning sword of religion. This ruling institution was a hierarchical construction with the Sultan's own Mamluks at the apex of the structure. An origin in the non-Muslim lands and slave status were essential for success in the power struggle. For those who were free and progeny of former Mamluks had only an inferior place in the armed forces. The Sultan's arbitrary power was checked by the chief emirs and the bureaucracy, and the basic instability of the Sultanate is seen in the rapid turnover of rulers at most periods and the three separate reigns of a sultan like Nasir al-Din Muhammad bin Kalawun. Finally, the Mamluks wanted to continue the legacy of the Caliphate and managed to bring to Cairo a surviving member of the Abbasid dynasty after their destruction at the hands of the Mongols in 1258, and managed to continue the rule of the Abbasid caliphs in Cairo, although in a ceremonial fashion. Regarding the beginnings of the Mamluks, it may come as a surprise that it was a woman who started it all. Shajar al-Dur, meaning tree of pearls, was a remarkable historical figure and one of the most influential women in Islamic history. She was the wife of Sultan as-Salih Ayyub and played a crucial role in the transition from Ayyubid to Mamluk rule in Egypt. She became the first female ruler of Egypt and the founder of the Mamluk Sultanate. During the Seventh Crusade led by King Louis VIII of France, Shajar al-Dur played a key role in defending Egypt. In 1249, when the French Crusaders invaded Egypt and captured Damietta, Sultan as-Salih Ayyub fell seriously ill and died on November 22, 1249. Rather than announcing his death, Shajar al-Dur and his trusted ministers kept it a secret to prevent chaos in the army. She ordered that his death was concealed for 3 months. Orders were still issued in his name. She forged his signature on royal decrees. Food was sent to his tent as if he was still alive. Meanwhile, she managed state affairs, directed the Mamluks, and coordinated with Baybars, one of the most powerful Mamluk commanders. With as-Salih Ayyub dead and his son Turansha arriving late from Syria, the Mamluks, led by Baybars and Aybak, turned against him. They killed Turansha in April 1250, ending Ayyubid rule in Egypt. With no male heir, the Mamluks installed Shajar al-Dur as Sultan on May 1250, making her the first female ruler in Islamic history to assume full control over Egypt. Despite her intelligence and military success, Shajar al-Dur's rule faced resistance because she was a woman. The Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad refused to recognize a female ruler. Syrian Ayyubids revolted, demanding rule over Egypt. Egyptian elites and religious scholars opposed her reign. To consolidate power, she married Izz al-Din Aybak, a Mamluk commander, and abdicated in his favor after 80 days as Sultan in 1250. This marked the official beginning of the Mamluk Sultanate. Beyond the battlefield, the Mamluks' cultural tapestry. The Mamluks' impact extended far beyond the battlefield. They were patrons of the arts, literature, and scholarship, contributing to a rich cultural tapestry. Under their rule, Cairo became a vibrant hub of intellectual and artistic activity. Mamluk craftsmen excelled in metalwork, glassblowing, and textiles, producing exquisite objects renowned for their beauty and craftsmanship. Mamluk historians and scholars documented their era, leaving behind valuable chronicles and manuscripts. This flourishing of the arts and intellect under Mamluk patronage enriched Islamic culture and left an enduring legacy in various fields of knowledge. Echoes of the past, the Mamluk architectural legacy. The Mamluks' architectural legacy is perhaps their most visible and enduring contribution. They adorned Cairo with magnificent mosques, madrasas, mausoleums, and caravanserais, showcasing their distinctive architectural style. Characterized by towering minarets, impressive domes, and intricate geometric patterns, Mamluk architecture blended Islamic and Egyptian elements. These structures served not only religious purposes but also showcased the Sultanate's power and piety. Today, these architectural marvels stand as a testament to the Mamluks' artistic vision and engineering skills, attracting visitors from around the world. The Mamluk imprint, a lasting legacy. The Mamluk era, though long gone, continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. Their story is one of resilience, ambition, and cultural brilliance. From their humble beginnings as slaves to their rise as rulers, the Mamluks left an indelible mark on history. Their military achievements safeguarded Egypt from external threats, while their patronage fostered a vibrant cultural and intellectual environment. Their architectural marvels continue to inspire awe and wonder, standing as a testament to their enduring legacy. The Mamluk story is a reminder that even those who start from the humblest of beginnings can rise to power and leave a lasting impact on the world.